troubles. It's causing concern for Beaumont business owners. How TxDOT is responding. Plus, the redistricting battle continues to play out. Who's offering to help pay for Democrats' expenses for breaking quorum? And local party leaders react to the proposed changes. And the latest information on the shooting at Fort Stewart in Georgia, what we're learning about the suspect's weapon and recent arrest. 12 News Daybreak starts now. Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for streaming with us on 12 News Plus. I'm Tia Johnson. Mark has the morning off. It's now 7:01, so let's go ahead and get a first look at your weather with meteorologist Jeff Gerber. Taking a live look at Jasper right now from our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. Jeff, I wish they would have been able to see those gators at Gator Country. It was so nice to see them.
There's a big old gator that
was
out there waiting for the sun to come up. Nothing on radar this morning. Yesterday we had those showers moving in onto off the Gulf and up into parts of Mid-County, Port Arthur. Not seeing that this morning. That stationary front that was just nearby has moved out of the area, so we're looking at pretty quiet conditions out there. Temperatures back in the 70s though. 77 in Port Arthur, 76 in Silsbee, Orange, Woodville 75, 74 in Kirbyville, down to 73 in Jasper. Sun's coming up. You can see it right there over the crane and in the distance there as some of the construction over in Orange. This is the view from the Horseman's Western Store, where we're showing temperatures this morning in the upper 70s on our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. As we look at our day planner, start off in the 70s, but we'll get into the lower 80s fairly quickly by about 9 o'clock. By noon, we'll hit 90, and then we'll be in the lower 90s again today, around 92 to about 94, just like the last couple of days. And we'll add that 20% coverage of a few showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm that's going to come mid to late afternoon and probably linger into the first part of the evening. We'll see a little bit of a southeasterly wind today, about 3 to 8 miles per hour. So all in all, not bad, just hot, humid, and keep an umbrella handy just in case you run into one of those isolated showers or thunderstorms.
Thank you, Jeff. Now to construction concerns in Beaumont. Delays on the East Tex Interchange project may leave you sitting in traffic. Crews have stopped working on the I-10 frontage road at Calder. 12 News reporter Daniela Tabuada-Palau is in studio with more on how the delay is impacting a business. Daniela.
Yeah, Tia, business owner Shante Cooley says the halt on construction is impacting the amount of customers that come to her shop. The construction on Calder Avenue and I-10 is part of TxDOT's East Tex Interchange project. The agency's goal is to improve mobility, reduce congestion, and improve emergency evacuation. But Cooley, who owns Urban Habitat Home, says the construction is affecting her customers' ability to get to the shop. Right now, traffic is down to one lane in each direction in front of her store.
And my customers are telling me that they're trying to get to me in the mornings, and it's really hard for them to get to me, so they just pass me up. My out-of-town customers are telling me that they're actually having to go to another exit, drive up 2 exits and come back and get to me.
TxDOT says contractor can't proceed because of an AT&T fiber optic line. In a statement to 12 News, TxDOT said, quote, "The work at this location has currently been halted due to utility conflict with AT&T. The statement says they hope to have Calder back to 2 lanes in each direction by mid to late October." Ahead at 7:30, the temporary solution Cooley has had to implement to keep her business running as construction continues. In studio, Danielle Tabuada-Palau, 12 News.
All right, thank you so much, Daniela. Looking ahead to tomorrow, neighbors in Port Arthur will be able to use their own tax office again. In June, tax assessor collector Kate Carroll closed the office for 2 months, citing staffing shortages. During that time, renovations were also made. 12 News reporter Kerry Burchett stopped by to see the office, along with 2 Jefferson County residents who didn't know it was closed.
I'm here in Port Arthur, where residents from South Jefferson County say they're still feeling the effects of the tax office closure.
All kinds of close signs for renovation. Could not step 1 foot inside.
Renee and Vince Thompson drove from Finette to the Port Arthur tax office Wednesday afternoon.
Nowadays, time is a precious thing. you know.
Unaware the office was closed.
We weren't leaving anybody high and dry. We were just making it maybe not as convenient as they were used to.
In June, Jefferson County Tax Assessor Collector Kate Carroll closed the office, citing staffing shortages. It was an unpopular decision with residents who packed the June 10th Commissioners Court meeting. At the time, Carroll estimated the closure would last 90 days, but the office is opening sooner and with upgrades.
So we took the opportunity while we were training everybody up to go ahead and also take on this big construction project in the middle of it. The efficiency and effectiveness of this office should speed up quite a bit.
New additions include an expanded waiting area and an electronic queuing system, which Carroll says will shorten wait times.
We've made it a better space, a bigger space, a more technologically advanced space.
And I think service is the reason that I think remodeling was necessary.
Commissioner Michael Senegal, who was one of the first Port Arthur leaders to voice his concern about the closure, says he's excited about the renovations.
She came in with a vision that I'm going to make it more convenient. And sometimes I think we get shortchanged, and that's why I was so upset.
The Port Arthur Tax Office will resume normal business hours on Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. In Port Arthur, Cameron Burchett, 12 News.
There's others that are saying and warning us that they're going to arrest us or make us pay fines. I'll pay that price for America.
Texas Democrats say they're willing to pay the price as the battle over redistricting plays out. 50 of them broke quorum. If they refuse to come back for the special session, they could rack up $382,000 in fines. And state law prevents using campaign cash to pay for it. The Texas Tribune reports a political action committee founded by Beto O'Rourke is helping out. This morning, Southeast Texas party leaders are weighing in on the redistricting fight. We could see minor changes to the congressional district boundaries in Southeast Texas as District 14, held by Congressman Randy Weber, loses some of Brazoria County, and District 36, held by Republican Brian Babin, gains Angelina County. Orange County Democratic Chairman John Smith worries the changes will diminish voters' voices.
If you change these districts around where they have Republican majorities, and I'm a Democratic voter where my vote counted before because I was at a district that had a majority of Democrats, I lose my vote.
Hardin County Republican Chairman Don Burnett disagrees. He says no matter where your boundary is drawn, your vote still counts.
So it's really important that, again, to have your voice be heard. You're still going to be able to vote, and you may just be in a different district. It's just the lines will be drawn differently, and it's people that are more consistent with their neighbors and the way they vote with their neighbors.
There are just 13 days left in this special session. Governor Abbott hasn't said whether he'll call another one. Now to new developments this morning after a shooting at an Army base in Georgia. Officials say the suspect, Sergeant Cornelius Radford, used his own personal handgun to shoot and injure 5 fellow soldiers. It happened yesterday at Fort Stewart, about 15 minutes outside Savannah, Georgia. Investigators haven't speculated on a motive. The Army says all 5 victims are expected to recover. Officials crediting other soldiers for how quickly Radford was taken into custody.
Soldiers in the area that witnessed the shooting immediately and without hesitation tackled the soldier, subdued him, that allowed law enforcement to then take him into custody.
Army records show Radford worked as a supply sergeant and been deployed. He was arrested in May, accused of driving under the influence and running a red light. He was due in court for that later this month. Now, yesterday's shooting led to flashbacks for some Texans. There have been 2 deadly mass shootings at Fort Hood. In 2009, an Army psychiatrist opened fire, killing 13 and wounding more than 30 others. And in 2014, an Army specialist shot and killed 3 people, injuring 14 others before taking his own life. Since then, the Army has rolled out new security measures, from confidential threat reporting programs to annual mental health screenings.
409 Sports, brought to you by Golden Triangle Emergency Center, Orange.
Now to some high school football. The Coots Lions started 5-1 last season before everything fell apart. So this year, they'll look to their seniors to help make a playoff push. 409 Sports Director Brandon Roddy explains.
The high school football preseason preview rolled out to Coots America to check in with Todd Payne and the Lions as they get ready for the upcoming season. The Lions went 5-5 last year and 2-4 in district play, but head coach Todd Payne believes this season will be different. 3 years ago, he had to start a freshman core, and now those guys are seniors. Coach says the experience they earned will pave the way this year.
You know, it's huge. You know, like I said, when they were freshmen, you know, it was an eye opener. You know, the lights were bright, the game was moving a whole lot faster than what they were accustomed to, and you could see the growth that we have had over the last 3 years. You know, and barring, with our numbers, we just don't have that. We don't have that much depth. And last year that's what caught up to us. We were rolling, and after 5 weeks, and the injury bug bit us. And that's just, with the numbers we have, we just can't respond from that. But like I said, this is the one that the future's bright this year.
Seniors Camden Johnson and Cade Bumstead want to enjoy their senior seasons, but they want to win as well.
I've had injuries these last 3 years, but I'm looking forward to my senior year. I've been starting quarterback for 2, and that's been pretty good, so I'm just looking forward to seeing what the year holds for me. But just looking forward to having fun. It's my last year. I might as well enjoy while I got it.
Very intense. We work out a lot at Kuntz, and then Coach Payne's always going to work us hard. I mean, it's my last season, so I'm just trying to have fun, but just make playoffs is the most important thing.
The Lions will start their 2025 campaign on the road against Hemp Hill at 7:30 on August 29th. Their home opener will be on September 19th against the mighty Buna Cougars.
Still ahead, a rising trend to tickle the taste buds of younger generations. The push for fast food to get spicier. Plus, if you're eyeing work-from-home employment, beware how scammers are preying on remote job applicants. The time now 7:11. We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I wouldn't say that I was like a partier, but I would say that I was a social butterfly. So we would just always drink. That night, I went through a red light and I T-boned another vehicle. And I just remember thinking like, oh no. Right after the DWI, I lost my license and I did 30 days in jail. I could have killed him because I decided to be reckless. I have a ton of regrets. I'm Katie. 5 years ago, I got a DWI, and I'm still paying for it every day.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, don't mess with Texas means don't litter.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn here with one of the most important hurricane tips, having an evacuation plan. First, gather food, water, and medicine before storing it in an emergency kit. Plan well in advance where you're going, how you'll get there, and if you'll need to transport any pets, small children, or the elderly. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Good morning, 7:14. You got a little bit to go if you got to be at work by 8, but time is winding down on this Thursday morning. Temperatures right now sitting in the middle 70s, from 75 in Woodville is a 75 in Orange. Port Arthur's at 77, 76 currently in Silsbee. Good morning up there in Kirbyville. We're at about 74, and Jasper, it's been holding at 73 all morning long. As we take a look outside, we'll go to Jasper, and you can see mostly clear skies up in the Jasper area as we look at the Jasper County Courthouse on this Thursday morning. This camera brought to you by Provalis, part of the Roofy 911 Live Skycam network. As we check across the state, there's not much going on. There's some activity out in the Gulf once again this morning. Definitely not as much as we saw yesterday. We don't have these showers climbing up into southeast Texas like we did yesterday. A couple of clouds towards the Texas Panhandle, but most of the state seeing a lot of sunshine for this morning and dry conditions. We do see some more wet weather, like I said, over towards, say, south central Louisiana. A couple of showers there out in the Gulf. We had that stationary front yesterday. It was a little bit closer to us. Now it's pushed off towards the east. Excuse me, and things are not quite as wet out there for this morning. Here's current radar. And there are a couple isolated showers out there in the Gulf, but not much going on across the area. So our futurecast takes us through this morning. We'll be warming up by about 10 o'clock. We'll be middle to upper 80s and then around 90 as we head towards the lunch hour. Going in the afternoon, can't rule out a spotty shower here or there, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm popping up with the heat and humidity across the area. They should die down by the evening hours, and we'll see temperatures back into the lower 80s as we start around 10 o'clock this evening, and then tomorrow morning we're looking for lows back down into the middle to lower 70s once again. Out in the tropics, still watching those three areas we have been for the last couple of days. Of course, we have Dexter, which is staying out in the northern Atlantic. We have this area out in the Atlantic that's about a 60% chance of development, and then that one out off the East Coast, 30% chance. None of these will be affecting the Gulf. Excuse me, it's been a little more active out there. The peak of hurricane season usually comes early September. None of these are going to be affecting the Gulf, so good news there. Doesn't look like any of those are going to be affecting the U.S., matter of fact. Partly cloudy today, southeasterly winds at 3 to 8, temperatures there into the lower to middle 90s, and then for tonight back down into the middle to lower 70s. Mostly clear with south winds at about 2 to 7. Our 7-day forecast showing rain chances bouncing around between 20 and 30% as we go through the next 7 days. Temperatures into the lower 90s, and afternoon or morning lows will be back into the middle 70s.
How far into the future can you see with forecasts? Like, are you able to see Thursday, Friday, Saturday of next week?
A little bit. Yeah, computer models go out a couple of weeks, but after about 7 days, it's kind of a toss-up. They change so much after 7 days that's why we don't like them. I mean, there are some places you'll see like a 10-day forecast, and that 7 to 10 days is a little iffy, and then once you get past 10 days, you're really just kind of hoping it works out.
Yeah, just wondering when
But yeah, the farther you get out, the less chance of seeing something. A lot of these click sites that want you to click on it or whatever, they'll post like a computer model for like 2 weeks out, and there's like a hurricane in the Gulf. And that changes every day.
Yeah.
There's one computer model called the GFS. There's a hurricane somewhere on that model almost every day.
Wow.
But it changes from one place to the other, whatever. So it's not very reliable once you get past a couple of weeks. But people like to post that on the internet and say, oh, look at this, and they know probably tomorrow it's not even going to be there, but they still do it just so they can get their clicks.
It's all about the clicks. All right, thank you, Jeff.
You bet.
Money Matters, sponsored by Gulf Credit Union.
Many companies these days are bringing employees back to the office, but a lot of workers would prefer to spend more time working remotely. The result, more scammers pushing fake work from home jobs. John Metteries has the red flags for you to watch out for.
Jobs are getting harder to find in 2025, and fully remote jobs even harder as companies want workers back in the office. So that's opened up a big window for scammers.
Deb Kovacs Sturdivant unexpectedly found herself in need of work.
After almost 10 years, I was laid off from my remote position.
So she jumped on LinkedIn and other job hunting sites and found a perfect position.
A business operations manager. They are a legitimate company. They have a website. I checked out, their CEO's name.
Best of all, she could do it at home.
You have been selected to work with me starting this week.
But her first assignment confused her. It was to cash a check.
He said that an associate of his would be sending me a check for $2,400.
The company's name was legit, but the job offer was not.
It's called the fake check scam. You'll be asked to cash it, then send some of it back to the company that just hired you. When it bounces, and it will, you'll be out hundreds of dollars.
During the pandemic, Muriel Casavides almost fell for one after applying for a mystery shopping job she thought came from Career Builder. She was instructed to test out Walmart's MoneyGram counter by cashing a check for $2,000.
I would have been devastated if my savings would have been wiped out.
Red flags to watch for: no face-to-face interview. It's an international company, or you receive a check before starting work. Deb says she can see people who are desperate cashing this check.
You could have lost $2,000 or more.
I could have. That's just awful.
Finally, remember that scammers are targeting almost every legitimate job site these days, so be careful so you don't waste your money. I'm John Matteries.
7:20 this morning. Let's talk some trending news. Good news for Hulu and Disney Plus subscribers. Both streaming services will soon be combined into one app. The company announced yesterday that a new unified Disney Plus and Hulu streaming app will be available in 2026. According to Disney, customers will still be able to buy standalone Hulu or Disney Plus subscription plans. But the question is, do you end up paying more for the combination or less? All right, if you can't stand the heat, the current fast food war may not be for you. Big chain restaurants have added dozens of new spicy options in just the last few months, hoping to tantalize the taste buds of younger customers. NBC's Jesse Kirch has a look at the hot trend.
Damn, McDonald's, chill.
From social media
They got spicy.
to menus nationwide, this morning, the heat is on with the latest shakeup in fast and casual dining.
Spicy or ranch? Spicy.
Major restaurant chains piling on the flavor.
For Chipotle heat with a touch of sweet.
This spring and summer, U.S. chains adding over 70 new spicy dishes to their menus, according to CNBC and the market research firm Data Central. With both diners and restaurants now more cost conscious, it's a way to attract new customers.
As far as trying to innovate, trying to draw people back in, this is one of the cheapest ways to do this, right?
It is. Adding a new sauce to an existing product is a simple way to add new flavors, new complexity, but not too much labor.
Brands also say they're trying to reach younger diners.
I'll come back and get this again.
Oh, that's hot.
That's good, though.
With a growing number flocking to spicier foods, fueled by social media, where spicy menus often trend. And there are even popular shows like Hot Ones, making spicy food all the rage.
Why do you think spicy food is so in right now?
I think it's mostly just a trendy thing right now.
So people may not even actually enjoy the taste. They just want to be in on a trend.
I think a lot of it has to do with trend. Yeah, 100%.
Now brands from Wendy's to Chipotle to Cava to Taco Bell all adding a range of spicy foods. Wendy's even launching a Takis Fuego meal, with major food chains not wanting to get left out of the latest hot food craze.
I think if you're a restaurant launching new products in 2025 and you don't have a spicy product or a spicy offering that's a component of that, you are missing out on the competition.
Taking a live look at Beaumont right now from our Roofing 911 Skycam network. Your time is 7:23. Meteorologist Jeff Gerber will be back with another look at your forecast.
This is a tornado on the ground.
And the roads are slippery.
We have a tropical storm warning.
Look at this water.
Street flooding in Beaumont.
It is going to get extremely cold.
The metal building blew away from a business. Staying safe behind the wheel is imperative.
Find a safe spot, move to an interior room.
Just make sure you're staying safe.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
409 Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses.
It's the heart that makes up the game, the triumph of the human spirit.
It's agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify a community.
We give you the stats, but then we inspire you with the stories. The unpredictable,
unforgettable and incomparable.
We bring it to you all because sports lives in the 409.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip. Stay connected. Sign up for free emergency alerts from your local county and plan on to monitor the latest local weather and news at 12newsnow.com. Being aware of any new information will be invaluable. And finally, know the types of alerts you may receive. A watch means be prepared, while a warning means act. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Welcome back to your coastal marine forecast. If you got this Thursday off thinking about taking out the boat, really not a bad time to do that. Mostly smooth in the lakes and bays. Just a little bit of a south wind today at 5 knots. Seas only about a foot along the coast. Next high tides at lunchtime, 12:27. We'll see our sunset about 8:04. Water temperatures into the upper 80s. Now you will have to watch out for maybe a few random isolated showers or thunderstorms later on this afternoon, early this evening. But for the most part, it does not look too bad out there on the water for this morning going into the early afternoon.
Coming up on Daybreak on 12 News Plus, the East Texas construction project causing traffic troubles and concern for Beaumont business owners, the workarounds they're using to keep customers. Plus, the redistricting battle continues to play out. The latest from local leaders after a bomb threat forced Texas Democrats out of their Chicago hotel. And it's almost tax-free weekend. We break down what you can buy at cost starting tomorrow and what may not make the cut. And we'll be right back with more news and weather in just a few minutes. Don't you go anywhere. Your time now is 7:27. Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for joining us on 12 News Plus. I'm Tia Johnson. Mark has the morning off. It's 7:30 right now, so let's take a look at some of your top stories this morning. A Beaumont man will spend the next 5 years in prison after pleading guilty to sexually assaulting a child. Investigators say the victim was 14 at the time. German Salinas originally faced 2 felony charges, but one was dropped in a plea deal. He'll also have to register as a sex offender. People in Port Arthur can start using their own tax office again tomorrow. Tax assessor collector Kate Carroll closed it for 2 months, citing staffing shortages. Workers also did renovations, including an expanded waiting area for an electronic queuing system, which Carroll says will shorten wait times. Business hours resume tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. The Port Arthur Health Department is kicking off a new effort to build a healthier community. Every Wednesday, it'll host a free walk-in event. People can get their blood pressure checked, talk to a nurse and dietitian, and get advice on how to eat better and stay active. The next event is Wednesday, August 20th from 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. at the department on 9th Avenue. Let's go ahead and take a live look outside now from our Roofing 911 Skycam network. Jeff, I'm looking for those gators. Tired of seeing Jasper.
I don't have the gators in the rundown right now.
It's your fault.
It's the camera switches around. Most likely when we ever pull up the gator cam, it's always off the gators. So didn't even put it in there. So, but I'll find some gators for you. Maybe we'll have it towards the end of the stream here.
Come on.
All right, let's take a look outside. As far as the radar is concerned, very quiet out there for this morning. Nothing except for a couple of showers out in the Gulf. And wasn't the case yesterday. We had those showers coming in to parts of mid-county. Today we don't have that, and I think we'll be dry through the morning. Temperatures right now middle to lower 70s, anywhere from around 77 in Port Arthur back all the way to about 73 in Jasper. As we look outside, we have mostly clear skies. Here's the view from the Horseman's Western Store. Plenty of sunshine out there. We'll take you down to Packer the Prairie. I got one cloud there. That's about it, but looking like a good start out there for this Thursday morning. Our day planner shows temperatures up into the lower 90s today, and we'll put in that 20% coverage of a few showers or thunderstorms late in the afternoon into the evening.
Thanks, Jeff. Lumberton police have arrested the driver who crashed into a church 2 weeks ago, and they say it was no accident. Now 60-year-old Lisa Chatelaine faces felony charges. Investigators say she circled the parking lot of Infant Jesus Catholic Church, then drove straight through the entrance. She had minor injuries and no one else was hurt. Police arrested her yesterday when she went to the police department asking for her phone and ID. Not realizing there was a warrant out for her arrest, she's charged with criminal mischief. Meanwhile, a Jefferson County jury has indicted a man for capital murder. They say he gunned down an old friend. 54-year-old Larry Williams is in jail this morning on a $10 million bond. Prosecutors say he killed Brian Lewis back in June while Lewis was cutting the grass at a home on Delaware. Lewis's relatives say the men were friends for 20 years. That friendship soured last year when police say Williams assaulted Lewis with a pair of brass knuckles. At the time of the murder, Williams was about to go on trial and Lewis was planning to testify against him. Take a look at your screen right now. Beaumont police need help finding a child sex abuse suspect. This is 30-year-old Al Alpin. He's wanted on several charges, including aggravated sexual assault of a child. He has several addresses listed in Beaumont, but may also be in the Houston area for work. If you've seen him, call Crime Stoppers. Now to construction concerns in Beaumont. Delays on the East 6 interchange project may leave you sitting in traffic. Crews have stopped working on the I-10 frontage road at Calder. 12 News reporter Daniela Tabuada-Palau is in studio with more on how delays are impacting a business. Daniela.
Tia, business owner Shante Cooley says the halt on construction is impacting the amount of customers that come to her shop. The construction is part of TxDOT's East Tex interchange project. The agency's goal is to improve mobility, reduce congestion, and improve emergency evacuation. But Cooley, who owns Habitat Home, says construction is affecting her customers' ability to get to the shop. With traffic down to one lane in each direction in front of her store, she's been forced to find alternative solutions to keep the business running.
Well, I was like, oh my God, what do we do? So, and the other thing is that what I started to do was kind of expand my hours to a little bit later, so those evening customers can come to me and get to me.
TxDOT says the contractors can't proceed because of an AT&T fiber optic line. In a statement to 12 News, TxDOT said, quote, "The work at this location has currently been halted due to utility conflict with AT&T. The state says it hopes to have Calder back in 2 lanes in each direction by mid to late October." For more information on the construction, head to our website, 12newsnow.com. We will also keep you updated on air and online. In studio, Danielle Plow, 12 News.
Thank you so much, Daniela. 12 News has also confirmed there's a staffing shakeup at TxDOT's Beaumont office. District Engineer Martin Gonzalez has resigned effective August 31st. He's spent more than 2 decades with TxDOT and been in charge in Beaumont for the last 5 years. His departure comes as the agency faces mounting criticism from drivers and elected leaders. Many claim TxDOT has failed to adequately manage its ongoing construction projects, pointing to issues like this restriping of I-10 back in April, which left drivers confused. Last week, Gonzalez addressed City Council. He confirmed there are 26 active projects in Jefferson, Tyler, and Hardin counties, totaling more than $1 billion. At the time, there were no clues he was considering resigning.
The mayor knows I text them all the time. We talk quite often, so really appreciate the relationship that we have. The communication, I think, is outstanding. And I really want to encourage all of you to ensure that you have that same type of communication with my staff.
Councilman Corey Crenshaw challenged that assessment and pressured Gonzalez to better respond to citizens' concerns.
I would say that half of the complaints that I get daily since I become a council member in May are about TxDOT. The number one complaint and question that I get from constituents is, why do y'all start so many projects without finishing the ones that are currently going on?
A TxDOT spokesperson says Gonzalez has, quote, chosen to pursue an opportunity closer to home. His deputy district engineer is also departing at the end of the month. All eyes on Texas as Texas Democrats say they are safe and undeterred after a bomb threat forced them to evacuate yesterday. Lawmakers say the threat was made against party members targeting the hotel where they're staying in Chicago. They're out of state, preventing the Texas House from voting on new congressional maps. It would give 5 seats in Congress to the GOP. 12 News reporter Derek Jones has the reaction from Southeast Texas party leaders.
So the redistricting is nothing new.
If new congressional district maps are to be approved, there will be a change in some parts of Southeast Texas. Orange County Democratic Party Chairman John Smith says it's happened before.
We've seen it in the past, but not to this degree. But there were also redistricting problems when we had other governors, but not to this degree.
After the 2000 census, the state redrew its maps in 2001. But in 2003, Texas Republicans, who had newly gained control over both legislative chambers, pushed for a controversial mid-decade redraw. Southeast Texas Impact Initiative President Jennifer Clark says it greatly impacted Southeast Texas.
We suffered a lot under that. We didn't have anyone fighting for our community in the TPC and hurricane recoveries. They were more focused on Houston and Galveston areas. So we've already had our voices sort of silenced through this process.
Right now, Texas House Democrats are fighting the redistricting attempt by fleeing the state, something that also happened in 2003. Hardin County Republican Chairman Don Burnett says the Democrats are fleeing their legal duties. He says the redrawing actually benefits Southeast Texans.
Now they're trying to come in and change it to where it's more consistent with the way the voters are voting in that particular area, instead of just drawing it around and taking out people that vote conservative. In fact, 4 of the 5 districts will be predominantly controlled by Hispanics. And so that's giving a minority of Hispanics the better opportunity to vote. They're trying to draw those lines to give people a more voice.
There was Derek Jones reporting there are just 13 days left in this special session. Governor Abbott has not indicated if he will call another special session yet, but he has in the past. Best of luck to Anahuac and Evadale ISD students who start class today. And tomorrow, the Catholic Diocese of Beaumont schools will head back. Most districts return to class next week. And if you still have some back-to-school shopping to do, tax-free weekend in Texas runs tomorrow through Sunday. The details on what you can buy are a little tricky. Cheryl Mercedes has a breakdown.
Starting this Friday, August 8th through midnight Sunday, Texas shoppers can buy certain things and skip that 6.25% sales tax at the register. Here's what's included. Clothing and footwear priced under $100 per item. Think casual shoes, tees, pants, and there's no limit on the quantity. Student backpacks, including wheel style and messenger bags that cost under $100. You can buy up to 10 of those. School supplies such as binders, notebooks, pencils, glue, rulers, calculators, all of those count. Some supplies will be taxed. Those include items that cost over $100. Specialty athletic gear like cleats, football pads, those will be taxed. However, regular sneakers may qualify. Accessories like watches, purses, umbrellas, luggage, computer bags, those don't count. Textbooks, software, and computers, well, those don't count either. Here are some things to keep in mind while you shop. Online orders count, as long as your payment is processed within the August 8th to August 10th window. Shipping and handling charges do count toward the $100 threshold. So if you buy a $95 item with a $10 shipping fee, that pushes it above the $100 limit, and that means it becomes taxable.
Coming up, back to school with COVID cases on the rise in Texas, why numbers are spiking and how to keep your kids safe. Plus, officials are tracking what appears to be another deadly outbreak, how Legionnaires' disease is causing deaths up north.
When industry news breaks, we're on the front lines, digging into the issue.
Lamar is working to protect Power City from hackers,
Filtering out rumors and giving you the facts direct from inside sources.
ExxonMobil and lawyers for the United Steelworkers
taking on the story from all sides.
The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection last year.
Southeast Texas is a power city, and we're bringing the power to you. 12 News, putting Southeast Texas first.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, don't mess with Texas, means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, don't mess with Texas means don't litter.
It's hard to really come to terms with dementia. There are little things that you can't even begin to plan for that happen that you need the early diagnosis for. My mom has done so much for me. There's no way that I wouldn't do the same for her. It's so important to have the conversation with your doctor earlier because you just do not know what the future holds.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip, evacuating correctly. If local authorities advise you to evacuate, do so immediately and without delay. Bring your emergency kit and be sure to follow evacuation routes. Do not try to take shortcuts because they may be blocked. Also remember to eat and get enough sleep for you to deal with whatever stress that may come your way. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
7:44, and here you go, Tia. You asked for
Whoop,
it. We got you some gators.
Oh, it's like what, 3 of them right there, and in the water.
Yeah, we had one. We had another one. Look, that one's getting ready to move. It looks like
that one's Gerber.
No. But yeah, we zoomed in on about 3 of them. We had another one there, but he went back into the water. And this is, of course, down in Fanetta, Gator Country. And we got it zoomed in and just watching these guys get some morning sun before they go out swimming for the afternoon, I'm sure.
I wonder if it has anything to do with the temps right now of, you know, what
Yeah,
makes them
probably a
just
little
chill.
bit cooler, so they get out of the water, and when it gets hot, they probably want to get into the water, I would imagine.
Yeah, wow.
So I don't know anything about gators except they have a mean bite.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
And stay away.
We're going to give you some chicken and send you down to Gator Country.
I'm going to give them you.
Do a little feeding. Stick that arm way out there. That sounds good. I'm going to get you some chicken later on here. Temperatures in the 70s right now. 75 in Jasper and Woodville. 77 in Orange and Port Arthur. 76 in Silsbee and Kirbyville. 74. So we're starting to warm up just a little bit as the sun's up and going for this morning. Been watching some showers out into the Gulf. That's about it. Nothing going on across the state of Texas. Pretty quiet. Don't think any of those showers are going to be working their way into southeast Texas like we did yesterday. We'll stay dry out there for this morning. And then this afternoon with the heat and the humidity, we'll see a chance for some showers out there. As you can see, Futurecast doesn't show anything this morning as far as any rain. And then as we get into the afternoon, maybe a few spotty showers and isolated thunderstorms late afternoon or generally into the early evening. We'll get up into the lower to middle 90s for today and then back off through the 80s this evening. And eventually we drop off into the 70s as we start your Friday. Out into the Atlantic, we have those 3 different areas we've been watching. The one a little bit far out, 60% chance of development. The one off the East Coast, 30%. And then Dexter, none of these will affect the Gulf. Looks like none of these are going to affect really the East Coast. We might see some high waves through the mid-Atlantic states thanks to that disturbance out there, but that's about it. Partly cloudy, just a small chance of rain for today, 20%. We'll see temperatures in the lower to middle 90s. And then for tonight, back into the 70s like we're seeing this morning. Mostly clear skies tomorrow morning with really a light or calm wind. Our 7-day forecast, we continue to see more of the same. Really not a whole lot of change here. 92, 93, pretty much for afternoon highs. And then our morning lows right there in the middle 70s with 20, 30% each day. Some days we'll go 30, some days we'll go 20.
If you are into going to Gator Country, this weather shouldn't stop you from going out there and throwing that chicken.
No, they've got plenty of snacks and drinks and things out there. So if you go out during the afternoon, you can stay hydrated. And I'm sure they're going to, the gators will be all out swimming around. You know, if you walk out on one of them piers and you have some of that chicken or whatever that you feed them out there, they come swimming. Yeah.
Have you ever been?
Yeah, of course.
I've never been.
You've never been?
To try it out.
Oh,
I have to make it a Daybreak thing.
No, we'll just send you. We'll strap some chicken to your arms. We'll let you.
Huh? A bit too much. All right. Bye, Jeff. All right, in your health news, officials are tracking what appears to be another deadly outbreak. A severe form of pneumonia called Legionnaire's disease is popping up in several states. The bacteria now confirmed in the water system of a Michigan retirement community, but 2 residents have died. In New York City, at least 3 deaths and 70 cases have been reported. Experts say the bacteria can often be traced to poorly maintained water treatment facilities. It can also be spread through humidifiers and condensers from large AC systems. In New York, nearly a dozen cooling towers have been identified as the culprit.
This type of bacteria loves to breed in stagnant and warm water, and when that water treatment cooling center essentially tries to cool or assist in cooling, that then releases aerosolized water droplets that have the bacteria contaminated, that lands in lungs and causes this pneumonia.
According to the CDC, about 1 in 10 people infected with Legionnaires will die from complications. Symptoms include fever, chills, muscle aches, and coughing. Meanwhile, we're getting the reaction from a doctor about a big development yesterday. $500 million being pulled from mRNA vaccine research. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. made the announcement on social media, saying the technology used to create the vaccines is too risky. But one doctor says the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines were highly effective during the pandemic.
Some estimates indicate that the 2 mRNA vaccines used in the COVID pandemic saved 3.2 million American lives. So instead of 1.2 million Americans dying from COVID, it would have been 4.4 million. I'm very concerned that he's decided to kind of take that technology off the table when we know it's proven to be effective and highly safe.
Dr. Jarez says there's also new research showing the vaccines as a promising technology to fight cancer. And closer to home, one thing for parents to keep in mind as kids start the new school year, COVID cases are on the rise in Texas. So why now and what can you do? Jeremy Baker explains.
Right now, we are in the middle of the annual summer surge of COVID. Part of the reason so many were traveling over the summer, and the current variants have found a way around our immune system, which is starting to wane from the most recent round of vaccines.
We're not seeing more severe disease with a huge spike in hospitalizations, but it remains very transmissible, and lots of people can get ill and actually just mildly ill to where they might be out still circulating and transmitting it to others.
The latest weekly number from the Texas Department of State Health Services shows that COVID cases in Texas have gone up by 36%. So what should be done to keep kids as safe as possible in the classroom?
And most important thing is that if somebody is sick, it's best for them to stay home until they're not having a fever and their symptoms have improved, to try and reduce their risk of transmission to others.
The latest COVID variants are nicknamed Nimbus and Stratus, and they are no more deadly than previous variants. However, the CDC is still recommending vaccines for most adults age 18 and up, but it is still extremely important for those 65 and up at a higher risk for severe COVID-19 to get them too. For children, the CDC is recommending shared clinical decision-making where patients and clinicians work together to make healthcare decisions. And if your child gets sick, make sure they aren't getting advice from social media.
It's always good to ask questions. Then the physician can help them with a credible source of information, as opposed to picking up things that you might get through social media, which may or may not be credible sources.
Dr. Bowling also tells us to make sure you continue to practice good hand hygiene, especially when it comes to coughing and sneezing, and make sure your kids do as well. Jeremy Baker, KENS 5.
This month, 12 News is teaming up with Southeast Texas organizations to clear the shelters. Meet Alan. He's a 3 to 4 month old domestic short hair kitten available at Beaumont Animal Care. You can adopt Alan for only $20 through September 1st. And right now it is 7:52. Your morning rush out is next.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
The impact killed my dad and brother instantly. A man, after drinking excessively with his coworkers, ran a stop sign, T-boned my parents' Honda, and destroyed our family. He could have just said, hey, I'm not okay. There's Lyft, there's Uber, there's taxis. There's so many other options. Every day, someone else can be taken away.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn, here with some hurricane tips for protecting yourself against flooding. Take shelter in a designated storm shelter or an interior room and stay away from glass windows of doors. And if flooding begins, move to higher ground immediately. Never walk, swim, or drive through floodwaters. Remember, turn around, don't drown. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy.
Welcome back to Daybreak. It's 7:55 and it's time for your morning rush out. Here's everything you need to know as you start your day. 60-year-old Lisa Chatelaine faces felony charges after allegedly crashing into a Lumberton church 2 weeks ago. Investigators say she circled the parking lot of Infant Jesus Catholic Church, then drove through the entrance. She was arrested yesterday when she went into the police department to get her phone and ID, not realizing there was a warrant out for her arrest. She's charged with criminal mischief. A Jefferson County jury has indicted 54-year-old Larry Williams for capital murder. Prosecutors say he killed Brian Lewis in June while Lewis was cutting the grass at a home on Delaware. Lewis's relatives say the men were friends for 20 years until last year when police say Williams assaulted Lewis. At the time of the murder, Williams was about to go to trial and Lewis was planning to testify against him. He's in jail on a $10 million bond. Beaumont police need help finding a child sex abuse suspect. 30-year-old Al Apane is wanted on several charges, including aggravated sexual assault of a child. He has several addresses listed in Beaumont, but may also be in the Houston area for work. If you've seen him, call Crime Stoppers.
And you might want to take the umbrella with you today or the next several days, as we'll see a small chance of rain each afternoon. 20-30%, a couple of heavy downpours here or there, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm, but nothing too widespread, nothing too heavy through the next 7 days. And of course, we're in August, so we'll continue to see those temperatures climb up into the lower 90s, some middle 90s up towards the lakes. Our average temperature about 94 this time of year, so we'll be pretty close to that. And then morning lows will be back into the middle 70s.
And before we go, how cute is this? A senior retirement community in Illinois is proving you're never too old to slip and slide. As you can see, some of them rode down the slide on a giant inflatable chair while others sprayed water from the sidelines. The annual event is a tradition that promotes healthy aging, and residents look forward to the splash zone every year. How cute and fun.
Oh, here we go.
I'd love to do that.
Yeah, it looks great.
All right, y'all. Thanks for watching.
Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.